Hi, I'm Delegate Patrick Hope, and I want to welcome you back to Week 6 of the Virginia General Assembly's 2016 legislative session. The news of the week is that both the House and the Senate passed their respective biennium budgets. The House passed its budget 98-2, and the Senate passed its budget 39-1. This is a remarkable showing of bipartisanship, with each budget having its pros and cons. I voted for the House budget, and despite it not containing Medicaid expansion, I want to take this opportunity to tell you about all the positive elements of this year's budget. First, the House budget accelerates repayment to the Virginia retirement system, bringing Virginia's retirement system for state employees to be 100% fully funded. This repayment saves Virginia about $44 million in interest charges, allowing us to make greater investments this year in K-12, transportation, and human services. The budget also deposits $605 million into the rainy day fund, bringing the fund balance to approximately $845 million by the end of next year. On the human services front, we continue to make wise investments in domestic violence prevention, mental illness and substance abuse funding, and funding for people with intellectual disabilities. The domestic violence package includes $5.3 million to fully fund the correctional impact on legislation to address domestic violence and to expand programs that serve women and their children. The mental health and substance abuse provisions fund about $30 million to provide substance abuse treatment, expand the number of PAC teams, and to expand the coverage of 60% to 80% of federal poverty for severely mentally ill under the Governor's Access Plan. This program already provides more than 20,000 uninsured Virginians with basic medical and targeted behavioral health care, and this provision will provide an additional 3,600 people with health insurance coverage. In addition, the budget adds 150 waiver slots to the 250 proposed by the Governor to access the Behavioral Health and Developmental Services Trust Fund to expand capacity to serve individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities in the community. Also, the House agreed to my budget amendment to add $800,000 to this year's budget to fund victims of forced sterilization. This continues to be a priority of mine to make sure every individual exposed to this procedure will receive $25,000 in compensation. Next, the House budget provides a 3% pay raise for all state employees in 2017 and a 1% raise in 2018. And finally, the House budget increases funding for Virginia's public schools over the biennium by an additional $900 million higher than last year. For Arlington, that translates to about $3.5 million increase over last year. So again, there's a lot to like, and that's why I voted in favor of this year's budget. But I haven't given up on supporting Medicaid expansion and intend to keep pushing my colleagues in the House to not only do the right thing, but do what's best for the Commonwealth, and that is to expand access to most vulnerable Virginians. I promise I will keep fighting for Medicaid expansion. Well, that's all for this week. I'll see you back here next week as we get closer and closer to adjournment for the session. For more updates on my legislation, please visit my website at hopeforvirginia.org. Thanks for watching.